Legend Series 16, the Acolytes, are allowing collectors to be one step closer to completing the Ministry of Darkness. Metal Driver here, and today I'll be doing a double review of Elite Legend Series 16, Faarooq and Bradshaw. On the side we get images of the two wrestlers, then on the back we get another image, a read-up of these figures, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Alright, so those were the boxes, so without further ado, let's go ahead and open these up and take a closer look at the Acolytes. And here we have the Acolytes in their Ministry of Darkness gear out of the packaging. But before we take a look at the figures, let's look at the accessories that they come with. Bradshaw comes with a pair of fisted hands, and Faarooq comes with a pair of gripping hands that have black tape on all the fingers, painted very well. And each of the figures come with a Tag Team Championship belt. And taking a closer look at one of them, we have seen these type of belts before. These are the belts from the Attitude Era. Nice detail on the side plates. Center plane looks good. Some nice lettering. Tag Team Wrestling Champions right here, lettering on the world. So overall nice looking belts. So if you do not have these, now is your chance to get a pair of these. Then take a look at the head sculpt on Faarooq. This is not brand new. We did see this with the previous APA Faarooq that came out many years ago. Same sculpting, but this one has the Trifex printing, so it does look more detailed and better. The eyes, the eyebrows, the lips, the beard are all painted very well. Sculpting on the hair looks good, painted very well, looks nice. Good texture on the hair, so it's not just a smooth piece. And then look at the head sculpt on Bradshaw. I'm pretty certain this is not new. This looks to be the same head sculpting as the previous APA Bradshaw, but the Trifex printing does make it look a lot better and gives it new life. The lips are painted well, the beard is painted well. The eyes look like it's painted to look upwards. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. It's kind of giving me that McFarlane style head scan, so could be a mispaint on mine. If you have this Bradshaw, let me know if your eyes are looking up or straight. The eyebrows are painted well. Now the sculpting of the hair is new compared to the previous Bradshaw. So he's got that shorter hairstyle that he had when he was in the Ministry of Darkness. We do get some earrings on the side, painted pretty well. Sculpting of the hair looks pretty good. Looking at the upper body on Bradshaw, we get this painted symbol across the chest, which is what the Acolytes had during this time period, so it's painted pretty well. Now looking at the torso, this is a bit on the small and ripped side, which it is not accurate to Bradshaw. Bradshaw has always been a big, bulky, beefy looking guy, so I am not too crazy about this choice in the torso. We get some painted armbands right here at the bicep, pinless double jointed elbows. Same thing with the armband up here, elbow pad. Black wrist tape on both sides, and this skinny looking torso. Thankfully, Faarooq's torso is not small. It is nice and big as it should be, because Faarooq was a big guy. He also has those symbols painted across the chest, which look pretty good. He's got wristbands across the biceps, double jointed elbows that are pinless. Same thing with the wristbands over here, painted wrist tape, and he's got painted taped up fingers right here on his fisted hands, so that looks really nice. Came out pretty well. Then look at the tights. We see the Ministry of Darkness gear that they are wearing. So you've got the Undertaker symbol with their Acolyte symbol in the middle. Paint for the most part looks pretty good. There are some minor imperfections here and here with some slight missing paint. Looking at the other side, that one looks a little bit better. So Faarooq did not turn out perfect, but it does look pretty nice. And then we get some standard black boots, so paint apps on this figure isn't the best, but it's not the worst. It's certainly better than what we're going to see with Bradshaw. Yeah, we're missing some paint right here, a little bit right here, and a little bit right here, so that one's more noticeable than the Faarooq figure. Side of the symbols painted better than the front. He has the same tight design as Faarooq, and this side doesn't look too bad here. Standard black boots, as we can see. So it kind of sucks with the paint deco right here, but I still like the design. I like that we get this. Nice to have this version of Bradshaw and Faarooq. Going over Bradshaw's articulation, the head's on a ball joint. It looks that high up, that far down. Can't turn side to side and tilt very well. Shoulder goes that high up. It rotates all the way around. Biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows. Great range there. A swivel and hinge at the wrist. He crunches that far forward, goes that far back. Waist swivel. Legs go that far out, that high up. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees, a cut at the top of the boot, ankle goes that high up, that far down, and some decent ankle pivot. And then quickly going over Faarooq's articulation is going to be the same points of articulation with Bradshaw. So as you can see, same mobility, pretty much the same range, double jointed elbows. Let's get that swivel and hinge right there. Nice big ab crunch, but better range going towards the back. Waist swivel, legs can go pretty far out. Good range there, thigh cut, double jointed knees, a cut at the top of the boot. Ankle's a bit stiff on this one, but it goes that high up, that far down, and some pretty decent ankle pivot. And here we have Faarooq and Bradshaw in their Acolytes gear next to their APA in their street clothing, and it's pretty jarring to see the difference in skin tone between the two Faarooqs. The new one is much more accurate. I prefer this one way more than that previous one. Not sure what Mattel was thinking with that. Here they are next to the Brood versions of Edge and Christian. Be nice to have Gangrel. Here are the Acolytes next to Viscera. Here they are next to Paul Bearer. Here they are next to the Ultimate Edition Undertaker. Here they are next to the Network Spotlight Undertaker with a swapped Series 93 basic Undertaker head sculpt. Here they are next to the Defining Moments Undertaker figure. And finally, here we have the entire Ministry of Darkness figures that we have so far from Mattel. The only ones that we are missing are Gangrel, as I mentioned before, and Midian. Not sure if Mattel will ever release those two figures. Hopefully they do that, because it would be nice to complete this group. I am really happy with how these figures turned out. As I mentioned, we are one step closer to completing the Ministry of Darkness, with just two figures away from completing that group. Who knows if that'll ever happen, but with these two Acolytes, I think they came out very well. Yeah, the paint apps on the tights on mine weren't the best, but I'm sure that's just mine. It's not going to be everyone's figures that they get. Really, the only issue with either of these would be Bradshaw's torso should be bigger, but aside from that, these look really good, and being that I am a sucker for the Attitude Era, I'm really happy to have these. So if you are a fan of that time period, if you love the Ministry of Darkness, I think these are two great figures to pick up. These should be in most Targets as of this recording, so hopefully they are not too difficult to find, because they are worth picking up and adding to your collection. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see more videos on Ministry of Darkness members, check out my card at the end to watch my latest Undertaker video, and I'll see you next time.